Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we're going to jump back into the 2020 North American Champions League. We got Vancouver Whitecaps versus Orlando City in the quarterfinal first leg. So that's a lot of MLS teams going head to head here. It's not what we want, but sometimes that's what happens. However, good news, you look at the title holders. In case you forgot, New York City won this cup last season for the first time ever that an MLS team has ever won the North American Champions League, so that's good news. Around the rest of the quarterfinals, we got Tigres versus America, New York City back in it again versus Veracruz, and then LAFC versus Monterrey. So we got a lot of big matchups going on this season. We took a little look last episode at our opponents, Orlando City. Let's check out the match preview. First leg is at home at BC Place. 27,000 tickets have been sold, so that's pretty good. We are 6-4 favorites at home. Coming in right now in strong form, 2 wins and a draw in our only 3 real games this season. Orlando also strong form, 2 wins and a loss. So, pretty even. We both have a lot of suspensions and injuries and such. We've got 3 players unregistered. Kemry has been suspended, so we got a little hole in our defense right there. Hendricks is out. That's not a big deal for us. Roach is out. Kallman McNamara is out with a torn knee ligament. That's no good. And then 4 players are doubtful for Orlando. Orlando head coach is James O'Connor, Irishman. He's still there. He previously coached Louisville, so that he's got a very good lower league pedigree. Louisville's been an excellent team in the USL for quite a few years, and he definitely had something to do with that. And now he's taking over Orlando, still doing good things there, still improving as a coach. Got his Continental Pro license, so he's doing well. Yeah, all right, that's James O'Connor. Who really cares? It says it's 44 and breezy, but hopefully we have closed the dome for today's game. But we'll see if that's in there. We were going to take a look at Orlando other than the coach. See what they got. You can see they got injury, unregistered, so they got some issues here. The goalkeeper, unregistered, that's no good. They do have Rafael Santos, 30-year-old Brazilian keeper who's pretty good. He's not outstanding, but he's pretty good. Let's see. They've got Bunbury out on the right-hand side, 30-year-old American international, occasional international. Got Nani on the left, 33-year-old Portuguese player. Still pretty good at 33 years old. I mean, his flair and technique are still out of this world. Physically, he's holding up decently. He's not like a speedster or anything like that, but he's okay, I guess. And then, of course, up top, they've got Dom Dwyer. So they've got some interesting players in their attack we're going to have to keep note of. Let's get to our own team selection here. And it's a lineup you should be mostly familiar with. However, we do have a problem in defense with Kemry. So we got to clear him out of that position. And then it's sort of a question mark. Do we bring in Tristan Blackman, who's a little bit more of a right back, but he can play center defense fine? Or do we go with our draft pick, Manuel Garcia? Physically is very good. Big, he can jump. He's got tackling and marking. His heading is the problem. His heading is very low. But I think we will put him in there. See what he can do on that back line. He's going to be playing sort of the stopper role. So he'll be getting forward as opposed to staying back. We'll leave the heading to Henry, hopefully. 14 jumping reach, 14 heading. He should be able to sweep the skies. If not, hopefully McMath can cover up, because we still have McMath in goal, and he's still very good. So other than that, it's a very, very familiar team. So let's go. Still got Women's World Cup on in the background. Let's see. Orlando City's going with Santos in goal, of course. Sweat moved down to left back. Vicenen. Oh, that's one of their new pickups this year. Sauli Vicenen. Nearly suspended. Sauro Ruan. Best average rating. 3 appearances, 7.67, and an assist. Juan, perhaps. They're going very defensive here with a 4-1-4-1. Russell as the defensive midfielder. Nani on the left, team captain, of course. Coleman, Iguita, Bunbury. That's an interesting middle four. And then, of course, Dom Dwyer up top. Meanwhile, we do have McMath, Zlatkovic on the left-hand side. 2 appearances, 6.85 ratings. Pretty decent. It's not great, but, you know, we'll take it for a 17-year-old. Henry, Garcia, Nerwinski on the right. Norman, Tibert, team captain in the middle. 7.60 rating, pretty good. Edwards, Hundle, Venuto, and Hamilton up top. So that's our starting attack. We're playing the best players we can play in this Champions League. So let's go. Pep talk. First leg will do us a world of good. Okay, they don't care about that. Team instructions. I think we're okay. Yeah. All right. Tunnel talk. Absence of Kemry sure to be felt. Sure, we look good in training. Whatever. So here we are. Dome is hopefully closed. No rain, so that's good. We're in the whites, and Orlando is, of course, in their traditional purples. Here we go. First highlight, 1 minute in. Zlatkovic out wide. They get it into Edwards. Hundle takes the shot. Ooh. Forces Santos to make a save. That looked on target. We did win a corner out of it, though. Venuto takes it. Sends in a screamer. Looks like Norman's going to get called with a push. Yeah, there ends the highlight. Okay. I just want to check one thing. Want to make sure Hundle, I want him on attack. And attacking midfielder on attack. There we go. You know, we need that second attacker to move up there. It's almost like a 2-striker formation with Hamilton and Hundle up there. They're going back and rewatching some of the old Olympic qualifying. I think I should just put Hundle at striker. You know, if our team has any problems scoring goals, that might be a move. Just throw Hundle up top and let him score 6 or 7 goals every game. That would be good. Here's Tibert now across midfield. Sends it forward. Can't get it to Hamilton, but Hundle is there. And he takes the shot just wide. But again, that's why we want him moving up, because he's got those striker skills. He's probably a striker at heart. Here he is again with the free kick. Oh, man, Iguita almost scored on his own team. What's happened there? I don't know what happened. I think it bounced off something. That was weird, because to me it looked like the ball was in the goalkeeper's hands, and then suddenly it was out wide. That was weird. Oh, penalty kick in the World Cup. Spain ties it up. Here we go. Bunbury on the attack for Orlando. He dives inside. Oh, Tibert almost gets the steal. Shot off the crossbar. Both teams are just missing these goals. It's scoreless right now, but not for long at this rate. Pretty even game. Passes completed. Orlando's not completing a lot of passes. Here's Hundo making a run between two defenders. Tries to get it out wide. I think we might have to go a little bit wider against this team. They seem to be packed in. Tibert, Hundo, Venuto. Venuto looking. Drops it off to Edwards. Edwards takes the shot, and Edwards scores. Nice. Another one of those Canadians were trying to get some more playing time. Venuto makes some nice plays here. Goes out of his area to make that pass. And Edwards scores. You know, on the left wing with that right foot. He's pretty good. He scored a couple of goals like that last season. Seems to be his go-to move. Not that he's necessarily an inside forward. You know, at 24 years old, he's a little bit old to develop, but he could be a late bloomer. Just need to get him training better. We need to get the whole team trained better together. We really screwed up this preseason. I don't know what happened. Tried a new training regimen, I guess, and that just really didn't work. We also played a lot of games, and their training went in the tank, and I don't understand why. And so hopefully we'll get back to some regular training this season. You know, we're only a game into the season. But hopefully the training will improve. Are there any tactics we need to improve here? We're balanced in possession. We're doing the shorter passing. We are doing the counter press. I think we're okay for now. So we'll just go back to the pep talk. All right. Kevin Brillant. Let's see. Let's be passionate. Let's give the fans something to cheer about. Zlatkovic looked to gain confidence. Okay, good. At least somebody was listening. All right, here we go. We did end the half with 7 shots to their 3, so that's good. We sort of turned it up a notch late in that second half. 66% possession. So maybe we are dominating a little bit. That's good. Definitely want to keep them out of possession, keep them off the scoreboard. If we can keep them scoreless away from, or keep them scoreless at our place, that will definitely improve our chances of winning. Here we go. Tibert with a free kick. He gets it on target. Stopped, though, by Santos. Hamilton rushes in. Offside. It's almost a given that if your guy gets the rebound on a free kick, he'll be offside. Almost 100% of the time. Maybe if you changed up the free kick routine and did your own free kick routine, that wouldn't happen. But if you just use the basic free kick routine, that's sort of what you're going to get. Orlando still not passing well and not possessing the ball well at all. 34%, 63% passing. They got issues. They're playing too defensive. So I guess we will waste time. We'll just run out the clock. If they're going to let us run out the clock, we shall run out the clock. Take our 1-0 victory and go home. Or stay home. However you want to say it. 79 minutes. Clock is rolling in this first leg. Ruan looks a little tired for Orlando, as does Nani. We look pretty good. We got a yellow card from Norman. Don't like that, but he's playing pretty well. 7.1 rating, so we'll leave him in. Hundel's a little tired, but he's also playing well. We got lots of guys playing well. They've switched it up now. They went to a 4-2-4. Tried to get a last goal, but didn't work out. Obviously, the game is over. So they made that move a little too late. 33% possession for Orlando. That's not going to get it done. So there we go. We got the home victory, 1-0. That's pretty good. Good win, boys. Well done. All right, so we'll pause it here, come back for the second leg, because that was pretty quick. So we can probably fit both legs into one video. So, pause. Okay, we are back for the second leg of North American Champions League quarterfinals. But before we get to the game itself, we got some interesting stuff to talk about. Let's see. It was a long week. A lot of stuff happened. So let's take a look at the club news. We got a little list here. It begins with Kindle, his loan finishing. Now, he's one of our young players, or one of our fullbacks that we brought up a couple of years ago. He's still only 18 or 19 years old. He came back super early from his loan. It's one of those places where he's on loan to some place where their schedule is different. So he came back now, and we didn't have room on the roster for him because I didn't really prepare for him to come back onto the roster. So he got waived from our team. So in the meantime, I cleared room on the roster for him. He cleared waivers, and I was able to sign him back. Now, we had to sign him to a senior contract, and he's getting $170,000 a year. So he got a huge pay raise over this whole, clerical snafu. So that was, not great. But then we also had the waiver draft. Why he wasn't involved in the waiver draft, I don't know. Maybe because he wasn't cut at roster deadline day. He was cut after roster deadline day, so he went through his own individual waiver draft. He didn't have to go into the draft with everybody else. So let me see if it's on here. Is the waiver list transfers? I don't know. Okay, so apparently you can't look at the waiver draft itself, but we were involved with it. And we did pick up a name you might recognize. Old Will Johnson was available in the waiver draft and picked him up. It's he's not a guy I would ordinarily pick up. 33 years old. He's coming to the end of his contract. But you know what? He's an excellent team leader. And this team needs team leaders. We need more influential players. I even went and looked at squad dynamics to sort of look at our hierarchy. And one of the things it said over here was we need to bring in more influential players because we have all of these. Look at all these youngsters down here at the bottom who are just other players. And we had sort of a meager leadership. So now you can see Will Johnson slotted in immediately as an influential player. We've added him immediately to one of our training groups. So now he's training up, or mentoring groups. He's mentoring up a bunch of our young midfielders. So, I think he was a good pickup. He's also, obviously Canadian international. We want to keep him playing. I don't think he's got too many more starts in him for Team Canada. To be honest, his physicals are falling off a little bit. But you know what? He's got one more season in him. And we're going to let him play it out here in lovely Vancouver. And speaking of that, we put him straight into the game this week. We played against Montreal, and we won 4-2. Not only that, but he got player of the match. Look at that. He came in, made an immediate impact. Got 3 key passes, got an assist, and a goal, 8.5 rating. So he had something to prove here after getting cut. And he played a whale of a game. However, even as well as he played, we were down 2-1 closing in on the 80th minute until I brought Sean Hundle in off the bench, put him at striker, and he immediately scored 2 goals for us to put us up 3-1, and then we got another penalty, and I let Will Johnson take the penalty to get us the final goal we needed, put us up 4-2 to win it. It was just a crazy end to that game where it's like, the guy we brought in off of waivers had an amazing game, and then, of course, Sean Hundle, the Miracle Man, does it again, coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals, outstanding. So it was a wacky, wild week. We got some new players on the roster, and things are going good, I guess, for Montreal. So let's get to this game. Let's get to our selection committee here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the game. Come here. Match. Okay, well, the match. It's gone. It's lost to the ether. So we're going... Oh, here we go. We can just click on this button right here. Match preview. There we are. Okay, we're back. We found the match preview. Here it is, Orlando City versus Vancouver. Orlando at home. They are the 6-4 favorites. We come in excellent form. They're suddenly in inconsistent form. Before their form was much better. They played a bunch of games, apparently, in between the last game and this game, because they're now in inconsistent form. 3 losses, 2 wins, whereas we have 4 wins and 1 draw. So we're looking pretty solid. We got 4 players unregistered. Hendricks is out with a torn abdominal muscle, but he's been out for the whole season, so that's nothing new. They still got a bunch of injuries, a bunch of problems, so I don't know. We'll see if Orlando's got it in them to come back. Now, meanwhile, the rest of the quarterfinal, Tigres is up 2-0 on America. New York City's up 4-0 on Veracruz, so it looks like they're going through. And then Monterrey is up 2-0 on LAFC. So there's a whole bunch of nils going on here. It's just shutout central here in Champions League. So let's see if we can shut them out again. That would be good. Oh, yeah, we need to make some changes. So we got to bring up our Champions League roster. There we go. That should help things out quite a bit. There we go. All right, everybody's golden for Champions League. We can't bring Will Johnson in because he's unregistered, and we can't register anybody for Champions League. So let's just submit the team, and let's go. How about that? How's that sound? Just let's go. So here we are. McMath, Zlakovic, Henry, Kemry, Narinsky, Norman, Tebert, Edwards, Hundle, Venuto, and Hamilton. Same starting lineup as last time. They look pretty similar. Higuita in the midfield next to Russell. Nani still there. Bunbury's still there. Coleman seems like he was there last time. And then Dwyer up top. So, mostly the same team for them, sure. So, hopefully we get mostly the same result. Good luck, guys. Go out and pull off the upset, I guess. Opposition instructions. Do we need to do anything? Let's close down on Russell. Bunbury. Tightly mark him. Let's switch this around. So yeah, they seem to be playing a different formation than last time. Otherwise, our changes would be here. Anyway, let's go. Kickoff. I mean, that's how long of a week it's been. Like, I can't even remember what formation they played last time. I've watched like a couple of World Cup games in between. It's just, sometimes these weeks drag on and like a lot of stuff happens. So here we go. 5 minutes down. First highlight. Saved by the bell. Throw in for Orlando on the near side. Try to play it in. Bunbury. Oh, McMath can't stop it. I mean, that's where Bunbury's dangerous. He's dangerous in the air, on the wing, coming in from the side, getting those headers. I think that's the best use for Bunbury, rather than him being your up top main striker. I think having him do exactly this. He's completely unmarked. I don't know what our defense was doing, but it was not marking him. It's like, what's our left fullback doing? Hanging out. Is he playing wing back or something weird? No. Fullback. So Zlatkovic just sort of not paying attention. It's not so good. All right. It's tied up. 1-1 aggregate. We just need an away goal, and it's like we're up a goal and a half. So we got to get something here. If worst comes to worst, we can put Hundle in there at striker. Venuto sends one in. Henry on the back post sends it wide, but he got up there. Oh, right over two guys. Uh-oh, Orlando's, they've been inspired by something. Let's see, we got 72% pass completions, pretty even there. They do have more possession than we do. That's not a good sign. McMath's going to boot one downfield. We're going to gain possession at midfield. Here we go, starting the attack. Venuto got a little bit of space. Surrounded, looking for a pass. He is tackled, but Hundle gathers it, takes it out wide, drops it to Nerwinski. Back to Hundle, center it, my man. Nope, he gets it taken away. He finally gets centering. There it is to T-Bert, and T-Bert scores. I mean, he was just hanging out there at the top of the box for a couple of seconds. Nobody around him. Hundle just couldn't find him. Even that pass was a deflection, but it got to him. That's all that matters. So here he is, double teamed. Higuaita, and then look at that. Perfect deflection straight to him. Great shot. Great shot. Didn't try to blast it, just placed it perfectly in the near corner. That puts us up 2-1 aggregate and an away goal. You know, this feels like a U.S. Cup game. It's just got that feeling. Anytime we play an MLS team this early, it just feels like a cup game rather than a Champions League game. But we got to win it. Got to win it. Closing in on halftime. 41 minutes down. We've managed 50% possession now, 54%. So we're playing a little better. Pass completion getting up toward 80%, so we're starting to control the ball a little bit. That's what we want to do. Ratings seem to be pretty good, and there we go, halftime. So it's pretty even, 9 shots apiece, 7 fouls apiece. We got more possession, though, and that is what we're trying to do these days. Let's see, we're balanced. Possession, we're shorter. I mean, we can waste time, sure, why not? I don't really see any personnel changes we need to make. You know, Edwards isn't playing that great. Norman's not playing terrific, and Zlatkovic also not great, but we'll give him a chance in the second half. Here we go. Please keep it up. Let's go. Second half. I don't want to give them the negative. They don't react well to the negative team talks. This team is too young for that. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Throw in near side. Hundle with it. Hundle sends it into Hamilton. Gets his head on it. Goes wide. You know, we haven't been really targeting Hamilton enough this season. He's been kind of a forgotten man. Not exactly sure why. You know, he should be our target man, but You know, last year we brought him in with like, I don't know, last 10, 12 games, and he scored a bunch of goals. So I was hoping he could continue that at the beginning of this season, but so far it hasn't happened quite that way. Not sure how many goals he's got this year, but it's not enough. Norman with the throw in again to Hundle. Looking. Gonna center it. No, he shoots it himself. That was interesting. It's not really what we want out of Norman. 9 long shots isn't terrible. And he is playing the segundo role, so, you know, that's part of their role is to come forward and shoot. But I would rather he didn't shoot from way out there. Maybe we should tell him. There's a couple things we need to do, I think. I think we need to put Hundle on attack again. And then once that's taken into effect, oh, here we go. Flores with a free kick for Orlando. Sends it in. Oh, boy, we almost scored on ourselves. Team instructions, we're going to work the ball into the box. Orlando doesn't seem to be looking to counterattack very much, so I think we'll be okay. Flores, though, is going to send one in. Bunbury on the backside. Heads it over. The crowd upset about something. I think he got called for a push or something. Orlando is fired up once again. Their coach firing him up. Akindele comes on. This guy scored goals against us before. Let's see. We're going to make a sub here. Zlatkovic not playing well at all. So we're bringing Ahmed. Anybody else? Venuto with a yellow. So we'll bring in Reed. Get that yellow card out of there. Maybe that's a bad idea since Venuto is one of our best players, but here we go. Flores with a free kick. McMath with the save. That was a great little corner play. I mean, that's basically how you draw it up. Short corner, hit the defender, he heads it on, but McMath was paying attention. He bombs it downfield for Hamilton. Hamilton beats the defense, and he scores. I mean, that was a slow, curving shot. That was weird. It was strange. Like, it just seemed to take forever. Like, I saw it going in, and I just couldn't hold the call long enough. He scores. Watch this. Sort of loops it. The goalkeeper makes a dive for it. Camera even slowed down a little bit there, like slow motion. There we go. 2-1. 3-1 aggregate. Hamilton comes through after I said he's not scoring enough goals. He comes through in the clutch. This should be the final highlight. Reed sends it out wide for his partner Edwards, who loses it. Orlando on the counter. Not much time remaining, if any. There's Tesho looking to score against his countrymen, but nope. Hundle, there we go. Dribbles out the clock. All right, we're moving on to the semi-finals. Dressing room. Player of the match, T-Bert. 8.3 rating and a goal. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Very pleased. Let's go. Continuation. So, we don't have a lot on the schedule right now. We got the Champions League. We got some friendlies for Team Canada. I don't know about that. I don't know about showing the friendlies too much. I mean, I guess we could if there's any sort of interesting storylines. I guess we'll have some new midfielders to show off because a lot of our older midfielders are not going to be on the team anymore, so maybe we could do that. But yeah, there's not a lot going on other than that. So yeah, as you can see here, our we're all going to be playing Guatemala. Under 23s, under 20s, and senior team. But not a lot going else. You know, we got Curacao, which not a great team. I need to schedule some better friendlies, some friendlies against some higher competition. So maybe I'll do that. We got Champions League. And then really not much going on. There's a friendly against South Korea and Scotland later in the year. And then the Olympics. The Olympics start in July. So there we go. We got a couple of months to get all of our youngsters ready. But not a lot else happening this season. So it's going to be a big build up to that. And then later this winter, we've got Olympic qualifying. So that's going to be everything. I mean, that's what we're here for. Is not Olympic qualifying. World Cup qualifying is what I meant to say. That's what we're here for. The Olympics and then World Cup qualifying. But it's not until later in the year. So we might have to skip a few months here unless something interesting comes up. We'll keep up with Champions League. But other than that, not a lot going on. So, is there anything else? I mean, I guess we kind of need to see what's up with Champions League, right? I don't think we have our opponents for next round. Quarterfinals, semifinal. It's either Tigres or America. So one of those teams are going to get knocked out. Everything else, let's see, it's New York City or Veracruz versus Monterrey. So everybody's still got to play. So we'll come back next episode and we'll see the matchups